2022 Women World Athlete of the Year. A warm welcome to Citizen FM News. I am Didi Eno. President Muhammadu Buhari has sworn in Justice Ariwola Olukayode as the substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. Justice Ariwola took the judicial oath of office in a brief ceremony at the council chambers in Abuja before the commencement of the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by the President. The ceremony was witnessed by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, ministers or the justices of the Supreme Court, Oyo State Governor, and his Ondo State counterpart. Justice Ariwola was appointed a Justice of the Supreme Court on November 22, 2011 by President Goodluck Jonathan. In a media chat, the CJN appealed to politicians in the country to allow the judiciary to function optimally as the 2023 elections approach, promising reforms at the Apex Court. Following the resignation of the outgone CJN Justice Tanko Mohammed on health grounds, Justice Ariwola took over in an acting capacity. The swearing-in comes in a day after President Buhari conferred national honors to 447 Nigerians and Friends of Nigeria at the International Conference Center in Abuja. Justice Ariwola and Justice Mohammed received the second highest national honors, the Grand Commander of the Order of Niger, GCON. President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday said tackling wastage and mismanagement of public resources maintained a crucial component of financial sustainability. President Buhari also put the estimated cost of Nigeria's Sustainable Development Goals financing requirements at about $100 billion. The president said the accounting profession has a sacred responsibility of ensuring prudence, transparency, and accountability in the administration of public resources. Speaking at the opening of the 52nd National Conference of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, he said the National Development Plan 2021 through 2025 and associated strategies had been put in place to reflect emerging threats and opportunities and to also develop a clear path to reaching the nation's goals and priorities. The 2023 appropriation bill presented to the National Assembly last week by President Muhammadu Buhari has passed a second reading in the House of Representatives. The budget of 20.5 trillion naira, which was well debated at plenary by lawmakers, have been referred to the Committee on Appropriation for further legislative work. Zamfara state government has reopened 45 out of the 75 schools that it closed down over insecurity, the Minister of Education declared in Gusau. Permanent Secretary in the ministry, Kabiru Atahiru, made the disclosure when he received members of the state's technical team on education in emergencies who paid advocacy visit to the ministry. The state government directed the shutting of the schools in September 2021 following the abduction of students of Government Day Secondary School, Kaya, in a Maradun local government area of the state. He said all the 75 schools fell into the red group at the time of their closure, as it was dangerous to allow them to remain open. The permanent secretary commended the EIE teams for the visit and assured of the ministry's commitment to continue to partner with all stakeholders to promote the education sector in the state. Abdul Gusso, who is Director, Planning, Research and Statistics in the ministry, said the advocacy visit was also part of activities to commemorate the International Day for the Girl Child. The federal government has confirmed that at least 500 persons have died in the last few weeks due to the devastating impact of flooding in the country. The figure was released at a meeting in Abuja convened by the Federal Ministry of Environment. Aside the 500 persons that have now died as a result of the national disaster, the federal government also revealed that 45,249 houses have been totally destroyed, while 70,566 hectares of farmlands have been damaged so far. However, the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, said though Nigerians could express concerns over the devastating floods across the country, there should be no panic over threats to food security. Apart from the catastrophic flooding from states located along the courses of rivers Niger and Benue. At least 3 of Nigeria's overfilled reservoirs have overflowed, causing havoc in the wake. And now to news on the foreign scene. Eritrean authorities have intensified military mobilization and are hunting down draft dodgers across the country as the war in neighboring Ethiopia escalates. The latest roundups are the worst so far, as women have been displaced and not spared, with many elderly mothers and fathers detained in a bid to force their children who have gone into hiding to surrender. They spoke on condition of anonymity, as Eritrea is a highly restrictive area that controls almost all aspects of people's lives. Eritrea has sent troops to help the Ethiopian government against hopes and forces from its northern Tigray region, which borders Eritrea. Checkpoints have been set up along major roads and widespread searches are taking place in cities and in villages. Russia says it has detained 8 people in connection with explosion on a key bridge linking Russia to Crimea. Its FSB security service said 5 of those held were Russians, while the others were Ukrainian and Armenian. It says Kiev were behind the attack, but a Ukrainian official described Russia's investigation as nonsense. The news came at least 7 people were reportedly killed in an attack on a market in the eastern town of Adviivka. Donetsk regional military head Paulo Kirilenko says the strike in the Ukrainian-controlled town took place at a busy time, adding that at least 8 others were injured. He advised all residents of the region, which is partly Russian-occupied, to evacuate as soon as possible. In sports, Tobi Amusan has been nominated for the 2022 Women's World Athlete of the Year, making her the first Nigerian ever to receive the nomination. Amusan has had a fantastic 2022, breaking the 100 meters hurdles world record on her way to winning gold at the World Athletics Championship in Oregon in a time of 12.12 seconds. The 25-year-old backed up that performance by striking gold again at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham before she retained her Diamond League trophy in Zurich in a new meeting record of 12.29 seconds. The previous record, which stood at 22 years, was held by an American legend, Gail Devers. She is also the African champion and record holder after retaining her title in Mauritius in June. Flamingo's captain, Alvin Dazozu, has assured that the team will bounce back in their next fixture against New Zealand following the defeat to Germany at the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Bankole Olowokeri's girls went down to a 2-1 defeat against the Europeans after opening the scoring on the hour mark, courtesy of a well-taken free kick from Miracle Hosseini. The resilient Germans crawled their ways back in the second half, netting twice through Svea Stoll and Mara Alba. Bankole Olowokeri's side will face New Zealand in their next game on Friday. And before we round off, a recap of the highlights. President Muhammadu Buhari has sworn in Chief Justice of Nigeria. 2023 budget has scaled second reading in the House of Representatives. Nigeria's Tobi Amusan has been nominated as 2022 Women World Athlete of the Year. And that was Citizen FM News at 8, as edited by Lawrence Omoete. To listen to us online, please visit citizenfm.ng. I am Didi Eno. To stay with us.
Hello, Abuja. You are listening to 93.7 Citizen FM, the latest radio station based in Nigeria's capital. Our station seeks to broadcast a broad mix of culture and views with